is even faster, different rate if the nail grow from the matrix to the free edge. Okay, in the disease such as psoriasis, the rate of nail growth will be increased. In severe systemic disease such as liver disease or severe infection, the nail growth will be slower, hence producing the called as abuse line. Okay, here. And also in immobilized limb, in plaster of OP, the rate of nail growth will be lower too. Okay, that's all for my presentation. Here is my reference. Thank you.
Sorry, what was your reference?
Oh, wait. Okay. Lecture notes on dermatology and also NCBI.
Oh, I see. That's okay. Online.
Yes.
Online reference. Thank you, sister. That was very well done.
Thank you.
I think a lot of information in a short space of time. Anybody have any doubts that you want to clarify?
Excuse me, Shahira, regarding the toenail just now, is it faster or slower compared to fingernail?
Faster. Based on my reading, it's 1/3 faster than the fingernail. Wait. Let me confirm back.
If based on the text on the slide, I think it's the other way around.
I might be mistaken.
Well, if you go back to the previous slide, maybe we could have a look at what you wrote again.
Okay, go. One-third the rate of the fingernail. I think slower.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, sorry.
You're right. Okay. No, what you've written is correct. Okay, toenails grow much slower. The rate of growth of the toenail is much slower than the fingernail.
Fingernail, yes.
Yeah, 3 times slower. Does that have any practical implication, do you think, for treatment, perhaps?
Oh, not sure.
Brother Zaki, frequency of what?
The frequency of clipping the nail?
Well, actually, for treatment, from the treatment point of view, when you're treating fungal infection of the nail, right? Obviously, we have to treat for a longer duration in case of toenail compared to the fingernail, because most of the antifungal treatments, except for the most recent ones, but many of the commonly used ones are what they call fungistatic. Okay, they inhibit further growth and spread of the fungus, but they don't actually kill the fungus. Okay, so in other words, you have to keep treating until that part of the nail grows from the matrix to the free edge, as the sister put it, right? And then gets clipped off, isn't it? So that duration is going to be longer in case of toenail. So treatment duration will be longer. Makes sense, right?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Any other questions? If we could just talk about the epidermis itself, right? Now, some of the structures that you mentioned right, are obviously going to be visible on H&E staining, isn't it? Okay, like you described the stratum corneum and then the granular layer, cell layer, basal cell layer, right? Over here, we would see most of these structures, Okay, the keratinocytes is the bulk of the epidermis, isn't it?
Yep.
Keratinocytes, keratin-containing cells, and we can see those on HNE. How about melanocytes? Can you see melanocytes on hematoxylin eosin staining?
I'm not sure, doctor.
I'm not sure. Anybody else? Maybe you remember from pathology or histology class? No, I'm not sure, huh? Yeah, that's okay. Melanocytes actually can't be visualized on HNE staining. Okay, it's quite interesting. The melanin which they contain, the melanin can be visualized. If you look at the histopathology slide, you can see brown granules of melanin, isn't it? Scattered all over the epidermis, but you can't actually visualize the melanocyte itself, the cell. Okay? The melanocyte needs special staining to visualize, right? But the melanin which it produces, it actually transfers those melanosomes containing the melanin granules. They are transferred to the keratinocytes. So the brown pigment that we see in the HNE stained histopathology slide is actually melanin which has been transferred to the keratinocytes. We're not actually seeing the melanocyte itself. Okay, you need a special stain for that. Okay. Any other doubts from the group? Okay, sister, have you already posted your presentation to the
Google Classroom.
Google Classroom?
Not yet. I will
Not
upload later after finish the seminar.
Okay, so maybe after you upload it, we'll make it available for the rest of the class also.
Okay.
Yeah, just to use for reference. Is that okay with you?
We have already uploaded the seminar from to the WhatsApp group. So each of them they had.
They already have
got-
it. Okay.
Yeah.
But you'll be uploading it later as part of your assignment to the Google Classroom, right?
Yes, doctor. Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much, sister. That was very well done.
Thank you, doctor.
Very good effort. Thank you.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes?
Yes, all
Yes,
right.
we can hear you.
So my topic for today is the Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Nurul Anis. So today I'm going to be presenting about the structure of the dermis. Next slide. So introductions, dermis is the second layer of the skin in which it lies between the epidermis and also the subcutaneous fats. And it also forms the bulk of the skins. And it supports the epidermis structurally and also nutritionally. And its thickness varies according to the locations and also the age. And being greatest in the palms and soles and being least in the eyelids and also the penis. In old age, the dermis thins and loses its elasticity due to a fewer number of collagen and elastin fiber. So next. And the dermis itself consists of two layers, which is the papillary dermis and the reticular dermis. So the papillary dermis get its name papillary due to the finger-like projections called papillae that occur at the top of the papillary dermis. And it is composed of loose connective tissue containing fibroblasts and other connective tissue cells, with most abundant being mast cells and also the macrophages. So the next is the reticular dermis, which is much thicker compared to the papillary dermis, and it is composed of dense connective tissue and therefore has more fiber and fewer cells. So next. So next is the dermis connect with the epidermis, via the interdigitation between